Hello.
Hi.
The microphone's on. I set up the stream for the wrong software the first time again. Hence,
He also told me that we didn't have to go live until 7 o'clock. And then I was downstairs going like, you do realize it says we were supposed to go live at 6:30.
It's been a crazy week, hence the
Next
YouTube
time
video.
It goes in our calendar, okay? With a reminder.
That's funny you say that.
Please tell me it was there.
Because it is in our calendar.
It's not mine.
For 7 o'clock, but that's the YouTube calendar, and I guess I had YouTube programmed for 6:30, but I don't know. So now I'm confused. Some people are thinking 6:55 because I had
we're here.
Set up the new. Yeah, we're here. We made it. We're here.
And
so,
Quinn's here too.
And Quinn's here.
Just left
Quinn
the room.
literally just left the room. Hi, Quinn.
Yeah. Hey, Quinn.
So yeah, we have the other live stream is probably still there. I'm gonna jump over there. Mom can say hi to a couple people.
Wow. Oh yeah, everybody's here.
Okay, well
I'm glad y'all found the right link. You know, we had to change it last minute. Apologize for that. Technical error. See, it said scheduled for 6:30.
Yeah, scheduled for 6:30. Failed.
All
right, so that's not working.
But Stella's here. She's always on time.
Stella is here, and she's not on the floor this time.
Nope.
So last time she was on the floor. I'm gonna go delete this one so it's not confusing anybody.
Right, because they might be,
So anybody on the old one, the wrong one?
They might be sitting there waiting for us to start.
And YouTube doesn't like us.
Oh, limited. Okay, whatever.
Limited.
It's fine.
Yep.
It's fine.
Everything's fine. So let's go back so you can see what you're doing.
Okay.
Let's go back here.
Good idea.
Yep. You
or
have.
The other, yeah.
I'm kind of going slow because people don't know.
People are kind of.
They're confused.
Funneling in. Yeah. Still.
We can get the double thumbs up, maybe. You know what? Here with beer. Jan OH knows what she's doing.
See?
I don't even have
I'm here
a beer.
With beer.
I don't
have anything.
I have a beer.
I meant to.
What's in that?
Fine. Just water.
I need to drink more water, but that's a different story.
So it's funny. I was out in what felt like somebody's mouth out in the paddock today. It was
gross.
It was so hot and humid. And I came up here and the AC is on, and I don't know if it's like I got touched by the sun today or
you got sun kissed.
I got sun kissed, but now I'm cold.
Yeah, I came.
So I did. I threw on the blanket because I'm like, oh, I'm cold.
Yeah. I came in this room and I was like shocked. It was cold. I was like, oh, the air conditioner didn't turn off on its own like it did the last time we tried to do it. It turned. I wonder if they're counting how many times I take my hat off. You realize I just took it off, and they thought
that means he's nervous.
I'm not nervous at all. The air conditioners sometimes crap out, and it's like, I set them like 3 hours before we come up here just to make sure it's cool, and then we come up here and it's all super hot. Yeah. But today it worked. I was like, oh, they're working.
Yeah. Well, it only required 2 ACs for one room.
Yeah, 2 ACs for one room.
Yeah.
But it worked. It got it cool. We shut it down to 1 AC, turned that one down to medium, and we're good. Oh, they're all talking to Quinn now.
Yes, because he jumped in and said hi.
Yeah.
Super cute. Yeah. How was the week?
Crazy.
I mean, other than that, because that can be every week.
Just like every week, yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know. What is it? Saturday?
He doesn't even know what day it is.
It all started. Wait a second. Let me go back. Did it start with Jake getting hurt? That was
Monday morning.
It got all thrown off. Jake, I almost did it. Did you see that? I was like,
that's because you got anxious.
I'm not anxious.
Trust me. We're talking about Jake. You're anxious.
Oh, that's not true. Don't go there. So Jake's injury happened on Monday at like 7.
Do you even know about what happened?
Yeah, it was in the last video.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
You don't watch it. Yeah, it's okay. I spent 2 hours on the first 18 seconds of that video editing it.
And I don't watch it.
And you don't watch it. That's okay. You don't have to. But yeah, Jake got hurt. The whole hospital spent 4 hours in the emergency room with him.
Yeah.
Just to find out he needs physical therapy, and that's pretty much it.
Well, he broke his finger.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know what they actually...
Okay, go ahead. Explain the whole story.
Well, did you explain it in the video?
Yeah, sort of. But you can explain it anyway.
So, Jake's getting ready for school on, was it Monday or Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday.
Maybe it was Tuesday.
No, maybe it was... It was Monday. Tuesday he went to the
Started the week.
Doctor,
Good old Monday morning.
Monday, right. He has had an issue with his knee It dislocated in PE about a month ago during dodgeball, and he refused to go get it looked at. I offered like half a dozen times, like, fine, I'll bring you to the emergency room, or let's go, like, so many times, like, no, it's not that bad, it's fine. So this time he dislocated his knee while walking down the stairs to go get something for school, and then on the way down the stairs in the attempt to save his fall, he broke his finger, and then like stubbed his big toe or sprained it or whatever.
Something.
It wasn't broken, but then you took him to the ER. I did the barn tours by myself, and his knee has like torn ligaments, but not surgical, because they can repair that like in physical therapy. If it becomes like a chronic issue, then we go down the surgery route. Yep. But it's not there. And the doctor's hopeful, like, because he's young and everything, that he'll just do some physical therapy and he'll be ready for training camp in August. Because his big thing right now, big thing is he wants to be on his high school's football team. And we're all for it, because he's never wanted to do anything athletic.
Yeah, at all.
Except for cross country in 7th grade. Yes, he did that. True. But yeah, so hopefully he can make it through the 2-week training camp. So
this high school does it kind of interesting, where they have that 2-week training camp, and any kid that makes it through the 2-week is on the team.
Yeah, they don't cut anybody.
But I mean, the 2-week training camp can't be easy. It's in the middle of August.
It's not easy.
And it's not easy. So if you want it bad enough, you're on the team. It's really what it is. So we're trying
I think the physical therapy will be good for him.
It should be.
Because then it just helps him get stronger, even before training camp.
Correct. Yeah. So hopefully that helps him. I just don't know if Jake's not an athlete at all. I mean, until like a month ago, he thought a home run was in football.
That's not true.
Okay, not that bad, but like he went from zero interest in football to I want a football to now he has like 3 of them around the house somewhere.
Yeah, and his throwing gloves.
And he's got gloves, and he's like all into it, and he's throwing the football most days outside. It's now a little bit of summer, so he's not doing much right now.
And he can't, because he's got the broken finger and his knee, so he's really not supposed to be doing anything. Now, I say broken finger.
Oh my God.
It was the tiniest little fracture. Like, they won't even cast it or splint it. They just want him to work through it, which I thought was ridiculous. No, it's just our skin. We're just.
It just looked like we're sitting on a dark couch.
Yeah, so he's not really able to throw the ball right now.
Yeah, no, he's not. He needs a little bit of a break from all that. So.
And he's technically on crutches, but I don't think, the doctor wants him to walk on it, but not do anything stupid on it.
Right.
So use the crutches when it hurts and stuff, and But he starts physical therapy on Monday, so hopefully,
Hopefully that works. So that was part of the week. That threw the whole week off, because
that then changed. All day Monday, all day Tuesday.
Yeah, because
Yep, and then the kids being out of school.
Yep, and then now Jake
2
and
out
Ty.
of 4 are out of school for the.
Jake and Tyler are completely out of school. Right. I'm gonna hit a button here. Hang on, you guys know what's coming.
Oh, because Kathy's in the house. So she says she's on vacation.
Kathy's on vacation.
Where are you on vacation?
Just stopping and saying hi, giving my 2 cents. On vacation. Look at her go.
Look at her go.
On vacation, and
Stella's like, why am I not on vacation?
Stella's like, what vacation? Where?
On vacation.
Yeah. Stella thinks every Saturday Snuggles is a vacation. She's like, I get to go outside and get pet by strangers.
The vacation comes to her.
Yeah, I get pet by strangers all weekend long.
And she likes it. She
So
doesn't even tolerate our own kids, but she loves strangers.
She does.
Yeah, so that really dictated, like, the beginning part of the week was Jake's.
It did.
Jake's thing.
And then we had a couple baby goats go home.
Just Pika and Horton went home together. Mina went home too.
Yep, Mina
on
went
Monday.
Home. That was Monday. Yep. And then the milk machine did not come in this week.
Came in last week.
Last week. So we had a little struggles learning how to use it. She's not a big fan of it still.
I actually think it takes longer. because the machine isn't like it's easier on your hands, but it actually physically takes longer because we still have to milk the girls out at the end of.
So they do. As of right now, they're still getting used to it. They've been hand milked their whole life. You still have to milk out afterwards, but we're also at a very low setting still compared to where we could be because they have to get used to it, and it was too high in the beginning. So we will.
It was making them all pretty jumpy.
Yeah, they were very jumpy and kicking the things off. So we'll slowly increase the, I don't call it pressure, but the vacuum over time. And like certain ones like Rainey and Lucy are pretty good and they get milked out.
Greta's pretty good.
Greta's good. So they're starting to get used to it.
Yeah. I just, for the convenience factor, it's not convenient at all.
Yeah, for me it is. For me, I like it. Tyler and I can milk out there. We can have three goats being milked at the same time. Tyler's watching 2 goats. I'm milking 1. I just physically can't milk 9 goats by hand. I can't do it. So it's definitely working, but it's going to take time.
Well, nobody asked you to milk 9 goats by hand.
I'm just saying it can't. It's difficult.
All you got to do is milk like 3.5 of them.
3.5.
Yeah. Because in the time that it takes me to do 6.
Yeah, but what if you're not there? That's my point. We're trying to make this so if.
Well, I just don't like it. It's not saving any time, and that was the whole like. It's actually taking longer to milk some girls that I can milk out in like 2 minutes. It's taking the machine double the amount of time and a lot more stress.
Yeah. So there might not be a milking machine here forever. Who
I
knows?
don't know.
Who knows what's going to happen? That's a different topic. We'll have another day.
Yeah.
Because I'm not doing it without a machine. But that's it. That's where we're at with that one.
Okay. Well, I mean, are you quitting? Like, is this?
We won't go there.
Okay.
On top of that,
I feel safer over here.
there was a plan at one point. We talked about it up here. To buy a different setup to where all the 6 girls had to work together because the head stamped the head. So right now we can only have 3 goats out there at once on those stands.
Yeah.
And we were going to upgrade to a 6 version, but we did cancel that order. We are not upgrading to the 6 because after further review of the dislike of the machine from some people,
Stella.
The Stella loves the machine.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't get to beg.
It's true. She doesn't
for
get any
goat
milk.
and now she gets
Yeah.
none. She hates it too.
So we canceled that order for the 6 head unit thing to try to get 6 milks getting milked at the same time.
Yeah.
Because actually to Nancy's question up there, do you get more from the machine? And no, it's not that you get more because you're still hand milking out, which
If we relied just on the milking machine, we'd get way less than what the girls can produce. After the milking machine has done its thing, I have to go in and empty those udders still.
right. And in order to do that, we have to sit on the side of the goat because you can't really do that from behind. You got to sit on the side. And with the 6 head unit we were going to buy, there's no room to sit on the side because it was all one unit. So we canceled that order, thank goodness, even though it's still coming over from Hungary, coming to the U.S.
Yeah,
but the lady was great.
We're fine.
We canceled it. We're not getting it. We will have to still build one more stanchion so we could have 4 goats eating and milking all at the same time. And if they don't milk out 100%, one of us can jump in and milk them the rest. And it will be faster. It's just going to take time for them to learn it.
There's a big learning
And
curve.
for us to turn it up a little.
Yeah, there's a big learning curve when it comes to the milking machine in the girls' defense. What you had just said, they've been hand milked their whole lives. Now, some of them have only been hand milked for the very first time this year, so their learning curve should be much shorter.
Right.
It's not actually working out that way, though. The girls who have been milked longer are adjusting to the milker faster than the girls who. Well, no, it doesn't because they're not used to being hand milked anyway.
They're just not used to being milked anyways. And one of the things the guy said when I called him back, I said, "Look, my wife wants me to return this thing. I don't want to return it." And he's like, "Oh, are you using it on the goats already?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, no. Your goats are hand milked and they're going to a machine. You should run the machine in the barn and don't even hook it up to them. Let them get used to the sound." and relate the sound of the milking machine with being milked for a couple days, then hook it up. I'm like, oh yeah, nobody told us that.
There's still how-to videos on YouTube.
No, actually, there's not. There's not a lot.
How to train your goat to be machine milked.
There's a couple machine milking videos on YouTube, but none are really that transition, like going from hand milk to. So we had to turn it down. It was too high. We had to turn the pressure down, and they're starting to get used to it. I mean, the fact that Tyler's out there helping and being a part of it, it's going to be fun.
It's going to take years.
Yeah. It's going to be, and we milked out. How many are we milking right now? 9 or 10?
9.
I can't remember.
9. Everybody, hold on a second.
But Gus.
Everybody but Genevieve. So what is that? Actually 10?
No, there were 10 moms this year.
Oh, okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong. There were 10 moms this year.
9. There's 11 plus, there's 10 plus Gia, so that's
correct.
11 total. Yeah. There's 10 moms,
9.
Then there's 9 milking.
Right. And if you rewind and watch, I mean, it might be too late because of 12-hour video. No, it actually would still be there. I mean, don't rewind now. You're watching us on the couch. But I timed it this morning. We milked out all 9 girls from the start of the pump to the end of the pump, which means when you guys hear it, run and then turn off and then turn back on again for like 5 minutes and turn off. That turn back on again for like 5 minutes is the
no way that's
us
We're
cleaning
sanitizing
it.
at that point.
Sanitizing it and cleaning it out and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
That's what that is. So I think it was like 44 minutes or something like that.
I think
it was
it's
under 50.
It's a nice compromise to not, for if we're gonna do this milking
That's
thing.
the word I love is compromise. It's good.
It's a good compromise to not do the 6 head stanchion because I don't get that rolly time up to the side of the goat
right, exactly.
and like help her through this whole milking. It's just too much change all at once is not good.
Yeah.
And the milking machine is a huge change for them.
Right. So we just got to build one more stanchion, get 4 of them out there so we can start milking 4 at once. Yeah. And then you have 2 and you can touch them on their sides.
Once they get used to it, I feel like we're not ready for 4 because we're still struggling to just get the 2.
No, we're ready for 4. I just don't have a 4th stand. So it's going to be a while. I mean, I have a 4th stand, but it's not set up.
We're borrowing it too.
Yeah, I got to fix it. Yeah. So that was one other thing. And then the garden. You've got the garden going like so crazy.
I have my pet frog that's living in the garden.
Oh.
Mr. Kermit the Frog moved in.
Oh.
He bounces from one container to the next, but he loves the tomato buckets.
That's good.
Yep. And shower time in the morning.
Yep.
He loves it.
Yep.
I go in now to just go and see the frog. Like, are you still here? Like, because I can't believe he's still there. He's been there for like a week.
So now I got to change it to 58 heartbeats. So we had this conversation.
I'm not feeding him.
We had this conversation
I'm just watering him.
Goat Snuggles today, and
that's nice. You got schmutzies on you now.
Yeah, somebody asked, and we were like, yeah, well, if you count all the kids, meaning human kids, and then the 2 of us, and all the dogs and cats and goats and chickens and ducks and pigs and whatever, I think we're at 57, and now a frog, 58. 58 heartbeats, I think, is the total. I don't know. I can't remember, but we were talking about it earlier.
Oh, stop complaining.
Yep. Hazel's doing good. I saw somebody just pop up a house, Hazel.
Get your feet
She's fine. If you watched the last video, that was fun when she just sat there and stared at me, and I cranked the volume up on her tail hitting the couch. The little things. The little things in the edit. I had to turn the volume up on her tail, whacking the couch. Yeah.
Because she's happy.
But it's just been a pretty crazy week. And then production of product is going to start ramping up soon. It hasn't yet, but we're getting there. Yeah.
I mean, last week alone, probably made close to 300 pounds of soap. And then Lotion is this week again with more soap.
Yeah.
Because we're just stocking up for like Black Friday stuff.
Yeah, we're already thinking Black Friday and holiday.
All the fragrances picked out for soaps and lotion combos.
Yep.
A lot of the lotion and the soap for Black Friday launch will be the same. So you can do those dual packs, which are a lot of fun.
Yep.
So I purposely picked fragrances that would work in both.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So.
No, Chris West, I do not need any more bubble wrap. I'm good.
I'm pretty sure she was asking if
Yeah.
If
So,
Jake needed some bubble wrap.
but that's a good idea. But no, we don't need it.
No.
I'm scrolling through to see if I can find any other questions.
Yeah, we answered Nancy's question about like, do we get more milk from the goats out of the machine or by hand?
Yeah.
To me, it's just a matter of time. They drop the milk a whole lot faster when we milk them by hand because they're not afraid of that.
Yeah, it does. Pat asked. I saw it here. I don't know if I can pop it up on the screen. It might be back
Probably
too
not.
far.
Yeah, but Pat asked, well, the girls being stressed out on the machine, does that affect the output or the quality of their milk? It's not going to affect the quality of the milk, but it does affect their willingness to drop their milk, which is why it's taking longer to milk them out on the machine because they're holding on to that milk. They're tensing up and not dropping it. The girls are very capable of holding that milk in if they don't want to release it. So then when I take the claws off of their teats,
the claw is the part that actually sits
onto the, well, actually it's this way.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when we remove that claw, then, and we start milking by hand, then they're like, okay, I'll drop my milk now.
Right. Yeah. So it doesn't, the production will still be there. It's just how do we get it out? And this is actually funny. I don't know if you saw this from Facebook right here.
From the Facebook?
From the face space.
Cool. So, hey guys, watching from our goat farm. We're about 150 miles north of Melbourne, Australia, and run a cheesery goat dairy with 50 milking sonins. Love what you do. So much fun. That's pretty cool.
I'm curious if they're still here watching because it took me a while to get to this question. Are they using the machine?
50 milking sonins.
Sonins?
Sure.
I'm sure they're using the machine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure of it.
Yeah, but you never know. There is some lady in Maine or Mass somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
I saw it on YouTube. Like 30 goats milking everything, making cheese, all that, all by hand.
That would be me.
Like, oh my God. Yeah.
I bet her husband's not complaining.
But you know what I noticed when I watched that video, right? And I'm just going to say it right now. I watched that video and I watched her milk.
Oh, God, it looks like I'm breastfeeding some goats. I just looked at the thing and I was like, nope, can't stay like that.
Oh, man. I noticed she milked her goats.
Yeah.
And I was like, that goat wasn't empty. Like, that goat was so not empty.
Yeah, but if you look at Lucy after we milked her.
No, like, you can't go from whoosh, 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 teat dip, you're done. I'm like, wait, where's the squeeze with only drip, drip, drip? Okay, now you're.
Maybe
like,
we're the weirdos that do that.
That's my point. I think we milk so far into the empty zone that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think everybody does. That's all I'm saying. Because I've even watched YouTube videos where they're on the machine and then the machine starts to fall off the teats. When the teats get real small, the machine will literally start to fall off. They take them off, wipe the goats, and the goats are gone.
They
and I'm like,
even check them?
they don't even check them. And I don't know. That's what
My theory is if you leave milk in the udder, that's signaling her body that she doesn't have to make as much the next time. And there's an issue with that because then every time you're going to ask for less and less milk. And then supply and demand, if your demand's not there, the supply won't be there.
Yeah, I get it. But
Can you scroll all the way down so I can see live chat?
Oh, you over here on your chatty
my chat window.
I got to find it. There you go. Get you back live. So another thing off topic, we'll get off the machine for a minute. We can make, for the members out there, I just showed a message that I didn't know what I was showing.
Oh, it was a question.
Yeah, I just didn't know what I hit.
Yeah, it was a good
Yeah,
question.
that was good. I could actually throw that one back up and then we'll bounce back around a minute. Do you constantly milk the goats now that the babies have gone? Constantly? Well, we milk them
every 12 hours.
12 morning and night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll dry them up in probably
late August,
early September. Yeah, give them about a month off from milking before we breed them again.
Yeah.
That's just how we run things.
Right.
That's not.
We don't want the mom to be breeding and pregnant and still milking.
Which
some people do,
which is fine. This is our whole, how we share what we do. It's not like that's the only way to do it. Like if this other Sonnen farm in Australia is still in the house, they could probably tell you like they do maybe some of what we do, but they have their own other husbandry practices. That's just what works for them. So we don't milk into a pregnancy, but
some people do.
A good, well, I don't want to say that our goats aren't good, but dairy goats are capable of milking for a couple months into their pregnancy and then dry up. Yep.
All right, here comes a big question. And I heard somebody say something about there was no question mark on it, so we missed it. Go ahead.
Okay. Is there anything to this? A goat farmer from Arizona on YouTube said you could tell whether the goat baby was male or female if it had all its teeth. It would be female. If it didn't, it'd be male.
I don't know. I never heard that.
First of all, I can tell a male female baby because one has a penis, the other one has a vagina. I'm just gonna say that right there.
Again, not for kids. This show. Yeah.
That's how I tell. I don't look at their mouths to tell gender.
Oh yeah, I don't know unless we're talking about it's way out of the birth canal when you can't see the back end.
The only way that I've consistently been able to tell if it's a boy or a girl, and the head is the only thing that's out of the mom, is if it has horn buds. If it's born with a pair of buds on the top of its head, it's most likely a boy, because they are like sometimes ready to be disbudded right out of the womb.
Right.
Nope, I have never heard anything about telling gender by teeth. Maybe that's in utero, but I still don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because all of my babies have had teeth when they were born.
Yeah. How are the babies doing at Stephen and Kelly?
Oh, so good.
So good.
So good. They adjusted as if nothing had happened.
Okay, for those people that watch our other channel and are subscribed, by the way, if you're not, please go subscribe to that other channel, because I still know about 30% of you that watch those videos are not. But the chunky one over there staring into my soul?
Oh.
No, Tyler. You say you laugh. So in that video, Tyler was scared.
I thought you were looking at me. The chunky one over there. I was like, are you calling me chunky now?
One. Yeah, see, I got nervous. I did the whole hair thing because you were about to
Oh, yes, you did.
Yeah, Tyler was scared of the donkeys, and he said that chunky one over there is staring into my soul. It was hilarious. It was probably the best part of the whole video. Yeah.
You notice the hat comes right off, and he's like, oh crap.
Will Gus be breeding this season?
Yes.
Yes, Gus will be breeding. He's going to move out soon. I saw somebody ask that.
Yeah, it's like Monday.
Monday, probably. Gus has to move out. He's getting too old to be with the ladies. Now, while we're on that topic, he may get a friend from House of Pie, may go live with him.
I'm thinking maybe Rome's might move over with him. Roman and I'm playing a little bit of matchmaker over here. I'm thinking that Roman would make a good companion for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't see it going quietly.
Quietly. You could hear him in the morning when he's all by himself when we're milking.
Granted, he can't see the girls.
Correct.
He can't see, Giovanni will be right there with him. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But we might add Roman, and then some of the girls are coming back.
Yes.
Charlotte,
Evelyn, and Chanel are coming back.
We'll all come back.
Yeah.
So it'll be a party in the Cassie's Castle again.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a soap question.
Okay. Oh yeah. So I teased them, and I didn't actually tell them what it was. So the scent of the lime green soap is actually cucumber melon. So it's the first cucumber melon soap we ever made. We did do a cucumber mint for the exfoliator in the tea collection, but a true cucumber melon, the same fragrance we use in our lotion. We tested it out in the Simple Suds batch. It came out really nice. So
it's a new line.
It's a new line.
Yeah, not a new line. A new product in the Simple Suds line, but it will not be added to the Simple Suds collection. That collection will stay the top 6 selling, which are the top 6.
Yeah, but we're going to kind of add to that as there's more popular fragrances. We'll add it to the Simple lineup. I've got actually Berrylicious is growing up, and I just did an artisan bar. For Berrylicious, that was always either a premium or a simple. So now it's got a cute, fun pink and white swirl.
Yeah.
Very berry. Ooh, that could have been its name too.
Yeah, it could have been.
Very, very. So that's exciting.
Did Tim do the teenagers in the house of pie? Yes,
he did everybody. I mean, if it walked, he did it.
Yep. All the goats got their pedicure.
Even Gus got a little pedicure, which I was like, "There's nothing to take."
Yeah.
Like you don't. But he got it was just like a little test to get used to being on a stand, used to having his feet touched. He didn't take hardly anything off. That really kind of wasn't the point of it. But we are very thankful. Tim did a great job. He's clearing up, making everybody's feet nice and pretty. And he did it in like 2.5 hours. Honestly, I might have been able to do it in 2.5 hours, but then I would have needed like 8 weeks of physical therapy after. No, you're right. I couldn't have.
Not at all.
I'm not going to discredit what he did. That was amazing. That was like hoof trimming Olympics. The village drunk here. I thought she was saying the village is drunk.
I thought so too. I was reading this. I was like,
I'm pretty sure it's Saturday, so that's okay. Aaron, did you ever get an estimate?
No, I never did. Actually, I don't even think they ever called me. I don't know. I'm still toying around with that idea, but there's so many other projects going on right now that that fan is not at the top of the list.
Giant one?
Yeah, the giant one for the ceiling.
No, there's
so
so much
I feel like the
going
fans in the barn don't move any air, and I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Excuse you, Stella.
It's interesting. But yeah, when I was at Costco's the other day, I was standing in the aisle waiting to check out, and I'm like, man, that fan's moving air. But it's like
Tyler's hair was
40-foot wingspan on
we
that
can
thing.
never do that because
I know,
of the trusses in our...
Yeah, we can go up to like a 12-foot wingspan. Yeah.
Please excuse Stella.
Yeah, Stella's snoring.
Yeah.
I don't even think I can get her on the Stella cam. Oh, maybe. Little crooked. But, Stella, you good? She's crazy.
Oh
she's tired.
She's out.
It was a goat.
You guys saw her. She's all on.
It was a goat snuggle day. She's
goat snuggle days are exhausting for Stella.
Yeah. I think we already ordered Tracy's question when does Gus go to his new pad.
Monday, right? We're gonna try to...
Monday. I think is
when we're gonna move Charlotte and her friends over, and then Gus is going out. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw somebody say that was a good question, but I want to make sure I got that.
Oh, Lynn said, I saw Stephen and Kelly play music in their barns for the goats, and I read after that it helps produce more milk. Is that true?
Oh.
And have you thought about... Okay, so here's the thing. If we played music in Cassie's Castle, we'd have to mute you guys.
We'd have to mute YouTube
all the time.
And we don't want to do that.
Don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So... I don't know. Our girls produce a lot of milk. Moo,
we're good.
For crying out loud, Moo this morning produced as much as a cow.
Yeah, now.
I hand milked her because it was how it lined up.
Yeah, we had 2 goats on the machine and she got hand milked.
And so that was only like the second time I hand milked her this season. And she made like 10 cups of milk plus foam. Because, when you squeeze it in, it creates the Starbucks foam.
Right now on 9 girls, we're averaging about 7 gallons a day. Right now. Yeah, 7 gallons a day on 9 girls. Right now, which is a lot.
I think it's a little... Okay, yeah. 3.5
3.5 in the morning and 3.5.
I think we were approaching 4
gallons. We might be 4,
morning.
right? We might be 8 gallons a day. But it's between 7 and 8 gallons a day.
Yeah.
Which, if you notice, I don't know if they can see the blue buckets, the 5-gallon buckets we use to store the milk.
I don't know.
We go through a new one every day.
Every day.
Yeah. So we're storing it all and stocking up so we can make lots of soap and lotion for the holidays and into next year. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And eventually, I might play around. Can't sell it, but might make a cheese or 2 and see.
Tyler's missing his cheese,
yeah,
so I might make... Once our freezer can't hold anything more in it, we'll start making some cheese for the kids. Poor kids, they can start drinking some milk too.
Yeah, they can drink some, and we can. Yeah, but we got to get stored also. My chat skipped, so I might have missed a bunch of questions. Yeah. Oh, when is muck out? That's a good question. I'm planning Monday or Tuesday, but it sounds like the move might happen Monday. But we also have to make lotion. So the schedule's getting
I don't think
full.
Monday is good for lotion. My schedule does not really permit it.
Your schedule doesn't permit it, no. Yeah, so Monday might be muck out, depending on weather. But I don't know if we're going to move those girls on Monday during or after muck out. I don't know if it matters.
It might be a good time for them to be stuck outside and
Stuck
figure out their new thing, their new ways.
Yeah.
And
So maybe that's.
but if it's too hot, I don't want to stick them. I don't want to move them and add that stress if it's too hot.
Right.
I also don't want them to be stuck outside all day if it's too hot.
Yeah, but muck out's coming soon, like this week.
Yeah.
We're trying to plan out the week ourselves. So that goes back to Vicky. We kind of talked about all this, but it's just like popping people's names up on the screen. When are people moving back? So yeah, Monday, Tuesday should all be interesting around here with the live cams. We'll probably just, with all the moving going on, we'll probably just keep Cassie's Castle live right after, for today, tomorrow.
And the outdoor.
And yeah, Cassie's Castle and Cassie's Castle outdoor.
Okay.
Once we settle into who's living where, then I can throw a House Supply camera back on. But we get little to no traffic over on those cams. But I know people like them. I think they're more of a pop-in kind of camera. People pop in, see what's going on, and they leave and hang out over here.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I saw a question higher up, but I lost it. Joe Anderson asked, do goats retain memory of their mom and or siblings as they get older? I can only answer this based on our experience. There was definitely a family reunion connection when we brought when we brought Danica into the herd after Cassie had passed away.
Yeah.
There was some recognition between Amy and Danica, but they only really ever knew each other. You're going to have to quiet down. The snoring is off the chart.
It's ridiculous.
Okay. Better?
No, not much better.
Okay. Let's see. But then there's mother-daughter relationships. Chanel and Charlotte were reunited after a little bit of a separation when Charlotte didn't fall pregnant.
Right.
That was only a couple of months, so naturally they recognized each other.
Right.
It is weird that siblings who were not born together gravitate towards each other, like Frio and Thunder.
Yep.
Gravitate towards each other. Billy, who's his sibling over there? Nobody?
He doesn't have
one. No. It was Pi
Yeah.
and Chanel. They gravitated towards each other. And I was like, wait, how do you even know each other? You didn't even meet.
Right.
You're born different years. So yeah, then you do see the family unit sticking together in Cassie's Castle with the Genevieve and girls.
Yeah.
The Togs. It would be interested if Danica comes back, which she's not.
She's not going.
But if she ever came back, would Dee and Amy and all them, would they recognize
they
her?
all sleep together in the same corner?
Yeah, it'll be interesting when Evelyn comes back and sees Grace, because that is a sibling group that were born together, but were separated because Evelyn didn't take this year.
Right.
Well, she didn't take. She just didn't come in to eat.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I saw this question a couple times. First, very quick question: can you freeze milk?
Yes. Well, you can freeze milk to convert it into lotion or soap. I don't think you can freeze milk to convert it into cheese later. I don't think it works.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, why was Tyler afraid of the donkeys?
I don't know, because they're big.
I think he was being a little dramatic.
I think he was just being dramatic
because
and
he's
having
been
fun.
around horses before.
Yeah, he was being silly and dramatic, fun. I don't think he was. I think he was not all into it, but I don't know. I don't know the whole thing because he's been around horses and donkeys.
He's ridden horses.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a irrational fear of donkeys from videos on TikTok.
Yeah, who knows? That could be it. Because he was talking about how they'll kick you and
I'm sure he's watched a TikTok or two of naughty donkeys.
Right.
Donkeys gone wild.
Donkeys gone.
Yep.
What's up with Gia's big belly?
She big belly.
Hopefully it's just hay.
Yeah, no, it's all hay.
Yeah.
It's all hay.
Yep.
Which is good. It's hay and grain. We've had to cut her grain consumption back because she was getting a little fluffy.
Here, let's talk about that one.
Okay. Let's see. I got the simple soap and I find it leaks and I'm going through it fast, I hang them up.
You hang them up in the sisal pouch, I'm assuming?
Probably.
And it dries out and
Well, we
everything?
got to remember that the simple soap is at least 1.5 ounces smaller
Right, than a lot
than
of
our artisan bar. And then it's a solid 2 ounces, 2.5 ounces smaller than our premium.
Yeah.
So it's going to go,
It's going to go by
it's going to
faster.
be used. Yep.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be
Yeah.
used faster.
I find the wood dish is better than the pouch because like it dries so much faster. It doesn't have that pouch wrapped around it. You know,
especially if like while you're washing your hair or
it's still getting wet. though.
it might still be getting splashed while it's like
Right.
that's kind of what I've noticed in my bathroom where my shower
Yeah.
corner thing is when I hang it on the sisal pouch. So I've noticed that too. So just maybe put it up in a different corner or
Right.
yeah.
How old? There you go. I'll start it. Are does when they first able to get pregnant?
So the does can get pregnant the first year. So when fall comes around and the goats are all coming into heat in like say August, September, October timeframe, that baby, like Nina or Lily, they could all be pregnant this year. Now, my heart stops to think that Lily would be pregnant this year. I'm like, no.
No.
So we say just because they can doesn't mean they should. We give them a full 18 months, 2 years by the time they're actually pushing and becoming a mom. They are 2 years old by that point. So that's what we do. We wait that first year. We let them have that time to grow, both physically and socially, emotionally. There's a lot of development that G has done this year just by seeing the babies, other moms having the babies.
Yeah.
She's kind of learning how to be nurturing, how to be a mom without having the taxation on her body, the physical demands of a pregnancy and then being in milk. So they can have babies their first year. By the time they turn 1, they're having babies. But I find a lot of commercial dairies do it that way. We don't. But again, that doesn't make it right or wrong. It's just, we're doing it with what we're comfortable and what we feel is in the best interests of that dough.
Right.
Yeah.
Not sponsored, but I love Dr. Pepper too.
Actually, Dr. Pepper and root beer are like my.
Good. Yeah,
if I'm gonna have soda, which is
very rare,
yeah. It's gonna be a Dr. Pepper or root beer.
Yeah, Mountain Dew maybe, but. Yeah.
Oh gosh, no.
Yeah, no, not for you.
No, not for me.
Oh, I can use anything right now. Oh.
That was the music in the barn.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we saw that one.
Yeah, I wish I could play music in the barn for them, but like I said,
yeah, YouTube.
The volume would have to go away for YouTube, and we know the YouTubes.
We know YouTube likes their bird
to hear
volume.
their birds. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I saw the when is the next milk out again.
Well,
yeah,
Kissy asked, I know it's a little early to ask, but are you going to have the Christmas lights in the barn with music again this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
We will do that again.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
We don't know yet what we're going to do about Santa Claus, but because the stanchions are all changed.
Oh, wasn't he a little popped too?
But he might, I don't know.
I think he had a little hole in
we'll
him.
have
He
to
was
talk
looking,
to him.
He was looking a little sad.
Yeah.
But Mary Ellen asked if someone had never tried goat milk products before, what should they start with?
So,
I think it comes down to personal preference.
yeah, soap or lotion. What kind of fan?
Honestly, I would get a sampler. Go through the website and pick out I usually like lilac or I usually like lavender. I'm gonna pick up a little sample thing of
or the duo
soap,
pack.
or do a duo pack of soap and lotion and see how you like it.
They go together. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw this question. Claudia Lopez asked, which babies still left to find homes? None.
Twix, if somebody comes along, we're still kind of looking, but I'm not rushing it. He's happy here, and we might just be stuck with him.
Yeah, probably stuck with him.
And I think we've all decided to, little Frio is just our special needs little guy with his internal, he's got a heart defect. that causes an arrhythmia. Like, I just don't know how much
Yeah.
time Frio has, and I don't want to pass that on to somebody else. So he's happy here. I don't think he can deal with stress.
Yeah, no. Frio's not going.
So we've decided, like, as Frio has gotten older, I'm like, there's more internally that we don't know that's going on with Frio. We know Ari had a lot of issues going on. As Frio has grown, I see more and more issues with him.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, Frio's got to stay. He's happy. Him and little Popsicle.
Yeah.
There are two little special needs
Two little
goats.
special
and
needs over there.
just live out their days grazing, which they both really
Oh, they do.
doing.
Oh, yeah. No, they definitely do.
Yeah.
So I guess Carol liked our last video when she said we're actually taking some time for ourselves, which I did. You didn't watch the video.
I didn't watch the video,
And I
so
didn't
I don't
get
know
into it much, but we're carving out like a 4 or 5 hour window every week.
Oh, yeah, our date nights.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out somewhere.
Well, sometimes it's a date day.
So yeah, we're just trying to figure out somewhere, something to do that's like non-work related, and we try really hard not to talk about YouTube or products.
That really bothers me.
Soap,
Like we're sitting at this nice dinner, and he goes, "So I was thinking," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"No."
Yeah, we're not allowed, but that's what we do for a living, and that's who we are. And it's just like it's so hard when you have a thought that you want to share to not share it because that's work, but yet our life is our work.
Right.
We literally had, so we'll give you a little business behind the scenes. You might have saw a couple people in the barn in the last few weeks. We had our web developer take a tour about 2 weeks ago. So he helps us with our website, good friend, I've known him for years. So he had to come take a tour because we were changing our shipping system, which became an issue, and we changed it again. We're still bouncing between 3 different shipping systems now to try to figure out which one to use that's the best. And then we had our accountant, somebody to help us keep track of the books, came and did a kind of a tour, and I need to understand your business for me to help you with your business, like the numbers and the math and the taxes and the this and that. And one thing she said, she goes, well, your life is your business.
Yeah.
So yes, that is a write-off.
Yeah.
Like there are certain things that we didn't understand. And she was like, well, you can prove that your life is your business. So yeah, you can write that off. And I was like, oh, I never thought of that. Okay. So it's just a lot of interesting. And then you saw Tim in the barn trimming hooves and stuff like that.
Well, and I think we told the village about like how Tim is doing the hooves so that the hooves are staying on top of, because a goat with bad feet really can't do much of anything, not comfortably. You know, they can't walk to the water, they can't get to the hay, they can't carry a pregnancy for sure. Even jumping up and on the stand, you know, on and off of it, like that'll be painful. You think about every step you take is painful. So we don't want the goat's feet, which they're not. But you don't want the goat's feet to get to that point. And for us, it's like my back can't handle it anymore. You really can't.
Nope, it's all my hands. My back can handle it. It goes back to my hands. The same thing. I can't. It's got to be arthritis or something, because I can't. Help me out. Milk. Oh. I can't milk the goats. Like after 3 goats by hand, I'm done, and I can't squeeze the scissors to do the hoof trimming either, and it's the same thing. Yeah. It's just
so
too
it
much.
just comes.
It hurts.
It comes down to Tim can do it a whole lot faster than we can.
Yeah.
And he even has a special tool where once he gets the outer hoof wall, like when the hoofs grow, they grow over the bottom of the pad. Yeah. Once he gets that part that grows over the underneath of their pad, then he uses like a grinder and flattens it all out. And to be honest, like he doesn't get as short as I would, but it's fine because he's going to be back in, 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
And they're never going to get to a point where they're like 3 months along.
Right.
Exactly. Because we weren't able. So, and it just opens, like I was able to leave the barn. Yep. Tim was trimming hooves still. I was able to finalize scents and lotion and purchase some more stuff. And I was
working on something else.
And it just freed up that extra time before, getting started with the day down in the lotion room, soap room.
So speaking of freeing up time, the next time Chris West is here, she wants to muck out.
Okay. I'll get her the red pitchfork.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not gonna work.
No, she's gonna change her mind real fast.
Yeah, no, you're not gonna want to use the pitchfork. But back to Carol's thing. Like with these people helping us, the whole point is there's certain things in the business, A, you just don't want to do, B, there's experts for it, and C, it frees us up time because us time is important. Even though it doesn't make us money or it's not productive in the lotion, soap, whatever world,
That's not what life
it's
is
not
about,
what it's
though.
about, right?
Like,
Exactly.
So you got to stop and take that time because, you know, life is short and
Use the fancy soap, right? Is that the sign
that
coming?
is the sign that I just
She just
made.
ordered a sign.
Life is short. Use the fancy soap.
Yeah.
It's for the farm store.
Yeah.
We get it all the time. It's too fancy to use, and I'm like, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
I'll worry about making more fancy soap. You spoil yourself because life is too short to not use the fancy soap.
Yeah.
That's my philosophy. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
Um,
How are the ducks? The baby ducks are getting big. The video had that too.
Baby ducks are getting big.
So the video was a big recap of all the stuff going on around the farm.
I guess so.
Yeah, and it was like
And there was a video about that too.
It was 12 topics in 13 minutes is what it was. I think was what the title was, or 13 topics in 12 minutes. 13 different topics were discussed in that video in 12 minutes. Like you almost have to watch it twice.
They're getting big, and the Affleck family is like, where somebody else asked, gosh, I forget who it was. They asked what projects are on your list of, like, what are we working on next? Yeah. And one of the biggest projects we're working on next is the duck pond for the Affleck family. Yeah. Which maybe we shouldn't call them that because we're not sponsored by them.
No, we're not sponsored by Affleck. No, that's not. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's their name because they totally sound like the Affleck.
They do that sometimes.
Totally.
Yeah. I think we
my gosh.
that.
Rosemary, yes, Tim was very efficient on what he was doing. There were a few comments that he wasn't bad to look at also. I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah,
we ladies, and
we kind of warned him. We're like, look, we can turn off the cameras and whatever. He's like, I don't care. We're like, okay, you gotta be careful. There's like 80 women watching you trim hooves while you bend over. Yeah.
Oh, I can only imagine the comments that were going.
Yeah.
Whether they were talking out loud, sharing their comments, or thinking to themselves privately.
Oh, look, that's cool. I didn't know that. I freeze milk and make Chev, no problem. That's cool.
I'm pretty sure
I've made Chev before, and you're right. I figure Chev could be made off of frozen milk. Yeah. I've just never tried it. Yeah. To do it. Yeah.
Apparently, they're saying that I need to watch the video now.
You do. You definitely have to watch it.
Anything new? Did you want to share a little bit of like other very large projects that are going to be going on in the next few weeks?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well,
you're not sharing that, or?
Well, depending on which ones we're talking about. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, now I have to talk in code.
Yeah, you do.
Well, I mean, like the pool.
Just kidding. Yeah, the pool liner. So we'll give an update on the pool liner. No, the others we have not discussed.
Oh, okay.
Aaron, did you say anything to snugglers? We said all the hay.
We allow them to have a little fun with the hay.
Yeah, to have a little fun with the hay. We try to rake it all up into a little pile.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It does make me twitch up just a little bit.
Yeah, no, it does. But
just a little.
They seem to.
But it's all about them having a good time with the goats, and it's just hay. Very expensive hay.
Oh, this is a good one.
Okay.
Will you ever have a pouch for the bigger soaps?
Yeah, no, I don't think
we'd have to try to find one because we don't make the pouch, but we'd have to try to source a pouch that's bigger. We might be able to look into that.
I don't know that they really. That's a standard.
It's a standard size. Her soap's not a standard size.
My premium soaps are not a standard size. Right.
Yeah. Woo.
Liv's birthday's coming up.
Oh, Liv's birthday's a week away, and she's not stopping talking about it.
She's been counting down her birthday since I don't know,
and she would
200 days.
Yeah, she would ask Alexa, and Alexa would be like 194 days, and she'd be like, yes.
She's like 194 days.
Yeah.
Her birthday is on Saturday, and this is like.
So while we talk about that, unfortunately, we will not have Goat Snuggles this Saturday. We closed the store just for Olivia. We don't know what's going on or what we're doing or whatever, but
it's going to depend
all up
on the
in the air. Yeah, it's all
She
up.
has so many different ideas.
She has so many plans, but
she wants like a unicorn pinata, but then she wants to do this. She wants to do that. She wants like hibachi.
so she goes,
night.
yeah, can we go to that restaurant where the guy did all those flames in front of us and I cried?
Yes,
She cried at hibachi, right, where they cook right in
she
front of you.
wasn't expecting
And
a huge volcano,
Huge volcano
fire.
But yeah, she wants to go back, so we might do
Yes.
that. Grams will be in town.
Yeah, I'm not
but
sure.
Fortunately, the pool liner won't be in yet. But I did find out that the pool liner is scheduled to get installed the weekend after the 4th of July. So 4th of July is a Sunday, and
So we'll actually have some like good.
we're
pool
planned,
time.
and we're going straight from new liner to completely filled with water. We're buying the water. I can't believe I'm buying
I
water.
can't believe that.
But it was like, okay, buy new
But who
water.
wants to like
Or run your well pump for 5 days straight, nonstop,
and then
burn
have
it
to
out,
buy a well
and
pump?
buy it thousands of dollars, however, I don't even
Just buy thousands of dollars worth of water.
Yeah,
It's fine.
I just twitch as to how much a new well pump would be. Yeah, no, it's just buy the pool water, treat it, and the kids are in it like an hour after the pool's open.
Yeah.
Even though the water will be 50 degrees,
At this point,
they
they don't care.
They won't care.
They don't care at all.
No.
To the point where, like, I bought a bathing suit for the first time in like 10 years.
And she did. Yeah, Olivia.
Because
convinced her.
Olivia's like, for my birthday, I want you to swim with me. And I was like, oh, crap.
We were like, oh. Man.
I don't do shorts. I definitely don't do swimsuits.
Yep. Nope. She got one. So it's not going on YouTube.
No, it's not.
Tell you that much.
Nope.
But,
I'm probably going to have everybody in blindfolds. Wait till mom gets in the pool.
Yeah.
Da-dum,
Tint the water.
da-dum,
Yeah.
da-dum, da-dum.
But,
God,
yeah, so that's
Stella
kind of an
saved
update
me.
on that one.
Yeah.
Products. Oh, no, we already read that one. I'm way behind on my questions over
Yeah.
here, just so you know.
Oh, I saw awkward silence. Can I ask a question, please? Are
Oh.
all your goats in 2 areas, the males in House of Pie and the females in the main barn? That was Amanda's question. So the goats are actually all in 3 areas. We have all of our intact males are in 1 area, but they're all divided into 3 separate pens because male goats really don't like to live together. They're very territorial towards each other, babies towards us. Like they're all really nice to us, but to each other, to other intact males, they can't live together.
Yeah.
And then we have our mom and baby barn, which is Cassie's Castle. That's where all of the moms are for the year. And when they're bred, they're pregnant there, then they deliver there, and they raise their babies there. And then we have House of Pie, which is across the driveway. And that's where all of like our teenagers go. Anybody we've retired, anybody who didn't take. Like this year we have up to 14 moms that we could breed. Will we breed all of them? I don't know. It's too early to tell. You don't really make that call until August, early September timeframe when they really start coming into heat. Unless something major happens and then we pull that one out and say nope. So that's where like any of them are getting a break, a year off. Like Charlotte took a year off. Evelyn took a year off. Danica, who's retired, she's over in House of Pie. And then all of our weathered males are over there.
So I hate to say it.
What?
And I twitch.
Oh, God.
But we talked about it the other day.
Uh-huh.
We might have to, this kidding season, stagger breeding. Because there's so many that might get bred, and we can't do them all at once because even with the pens and the FEMA trailer setup, we don't have enough room for, say, 12 moms to have babies all at the same time. So we might have to say, okay, you 8 moms.
We have 11.
Or
At best, I just counted in my head. At best, we can have 11 of them, like, need those stalls for the 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
We can do 11 different areas.
Yes,
12 if you put the
11.
temporary pen in the rabbitry where I wanted it.
Yeah.
12 if you do that.
We need storage for grain. We're having a grain storage issue right now. Storing all our feed might end up over where the rabbits are, but yeah, so 11. You're gonna have 11 at once. But we talked about it at one day. We
11,
did. We said
12 if it's absolutely.
We said okay. Well, it's possible that we might breed these ones, skip a heat cycle. It's risky, and then breed these ones. So that way you get like 8 goats in this 2-week window, and then 4 goats like 3 weeks later in this 2-week window. That way it's not all 12 at the same. It would just be crazy. But we're used to
But
crazy.
it's like I did with Tyler today. I ripped his Band-Aid off, and then he was fine.
And then it was
Actually,
fine,
he wasn't fine. He was like,
Yeah.
he took 50
But-
hairs off my arm.
But on the other side too is we're starting to gather up a pretty extensive, and I don't know if these people will be interested, but a pretty
A lot,
large list of people looking to start. They want goats as pets. They want, to clear out, brush in their backyard and fence them in, and they'll be pets and brush
they
clearing.
clearly love goats because they're at the house
Yeah,
for goat snuggles.
right. And then other people that are like, yeah, we want to possibly get into breeding and milk and showing, but maybe we'll start next year. So we got a pretty good long list of people interested in goats but didn't find what they were looking for this year. So it's not like
Or they weren't ready this year.
or they weren't ready. Right?
Yeah.
So we don't know what's going to happen. It might be an
Don't know.
interesting kidding season. It
Don't know.
might be one of the biggest ever, or it might be spread out and longest because it'll take up.
Cannot possibly be longer than
Oh,
last
gosh.
year.
Yeah,
4
you're right.
months.
4
You
months.
cannot have a 4-month long
Yeah, because of the
kidding season.
yeah,
Nope. Not doing it again.
Yeah, that I don't want. No.
Nope.
Yeah. So somebody said something here back on what we were talking about earlier. I like this. A little different, but in a family business, there's that voice that always says, why pay someone to do what you can do? Having grown up this way, trust me, you guys need time for yourselves. You deserve it.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Like, why pay somebody to do that if I can do it? But on the other hand, the quote I heard once is, if you're trying to run a business, stop doing $10 an hour jobs. You can hire somebody to do it for $10, and then that was years ago. So what now? Minimum wage is 12 or 15 or whatever.
Crazy, yeah.
If you can hire somebody to do it, it frees you up to go do something else. For example, editing videos. I like doing it. It takes a very long time, but for me to hire that out, it's $100 an hour.
Yeah.
Like, it is not cheap. Well, I don't want to get rid of it. I want to do it. I'm not going to pay somebody $100 an hour to do it. So pay somebody $10 an hour to do this, or $15 to do this. So I have more time to edit.
What was that quote too? It was like,
Well,
don't work in the business, work on the business.
Yeah, that's where we're struggling right now.
Like, because we're working in the business too much instead of working on the business.
There comes a point in your business as it grows, which again, we're not there yet. We're not at the level it needs to be even to replace the full-time job. Like, nowhere near there. But it's growing. But it's getting to that point where we're only 2 people. We have Angie that helps a little.
I know. I told Harper that the other day. I was like, Harper, I'm only one woman.
Yeah, and Kevin's great. He comes over and helps too. But we're not at the point yet where we can say, okay, we need to hire somebody to do this. And when I say hire them to do it,
like,
they
unattended.
just do it unattended. There's a little training, and they show up.
And then they just do it.
They do it, and you're busy editing labels or working on a commercial or a marketing plan.
Doing something totally
Doing
different.
something that's working on the business instead of physically in the business, like actually being the person to cut the soap or whatever. But again, you don't want to detach yourself so much that you don't even know what the soap looks like that just got made. That we don't want to do. Or I don't want to give up the editing of the videos because that's my style.
Yeah, so there's certain things that are like, that's your baby.
Right.
The soap and the lotion, that's my baby. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to relinquish that
Right.
and then have somebody else make my soap. Like,
Right.
that's not happening.
No.
So.
No. Right. So it's just.
So I don't know. That's good. Neither one of us are willing to give up our
Those two
things,
things.
and so we'll always be working in the business instead of on the
Yeah,
business.
and I'll only
It's
get this
fine.
big.
It's fine.
It's no big deal.
It's totally
Yeah.
fine.
Welcome to the couch.
Yep.
A part of the business. See, we're part of the business.
Yeah,
Look at that.
see?
No, welcome. What do you think? No, just kidding. Okay. Next, let me go see if I can find another question mark. I see tons of question marks on your screen, but none on mine.
My screen's moving pretty slow too. So,
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I am.
So-
caught up. What are we at? 52.
do you ever think you'll add on to Cassie's Castle because of so many different needs for space? Like,
No.
is there's like a plan for expansion in?
No. So this is the plan, and I'll bring up this. How many rabbits do you still have?
12?
About 12. And our rabbits are starting to get old. So
They're fine though. So
they're fine. They're all.
and they're not that old.
I mean, but so we'll probably. I'm thinking. I don't know. I need storage for grain. So right now we're going through feed and grain so fast, and the pig grain and the goats and everything. It's taking, I think there's 4 pallets of grain in the garage right now.
Well, between the pigs, grain.
There's 3 pallets, you're right. The pig's grain, the goat grain, and then the goat alfalfa has its own pallet. All these pallets, a 4 foot by 4 foot pallet, taking up tons of room to the point where Billy, our UTV, you ran over one of the pallets the other day and ripped open a bag of corn because you literally have an inch of space on each side to drive in and out of the garage. It's ridiculous. So we're trying to figure out a way to build something over in the rabbit side, basically another sliding door where I can slide the door open and I can load the pallet of grain right into the barn, slide the door closed. And the rabbit area is the only place that can do that, where the tractor has enough room outside to turn around, slide the door open, drop the grain, and then take all that grain out and put it in some type of, let's call it a baby silo, a little container that you can put it all in, and then have a little thing to open and close. And this goes back to what we were just talking about. We found some. They were $300 each. These little plastic bins.
They hold like 200.
They hold like about 300 pounds of grain, and they were $300 each, but they were back ordered, so you couldn't even order them. Then I YouTubed it. I got to show you the video. So I saw somebody that made one out of a garbage can and the same drain valve you would use on a camper to pull the poop valve on a camper.
The same one you're using in the duck pond?
Same one I'm using in the duck pond, but the duck pond's a 4-inch one. This would be a 3-inch. And they literally built it it cost them like $35 between the garbage can and the valve. And they pull it and all their grain comes out, and they close it and all their grain, and they're like, it works. They literally show you the $300 one we looked at that you can't even buy, and theirs that they built for like $45. And I'm like, ooh, we might be building a couple of these. So it was kind of cool. So that might be a project for the barn, but I don't think we'd ever expand on the barn. You really can't. Where would you go?
I don't know.
You can't. Unless we built, like we talked about, possibly an overhang off the back near the boys, but that was more storage for equipment, not animals. Yeah, I wouldn't expand Cassie's Castle at all.
Nope.
Yep.
I don't think you can.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
Did you get enough birdhouses?
I think 3 more just showed up today.
Yeah, so the first round we had like 8 of them, and it didn't even make a dent as to where I wanted to put all these birdhouses. I didn't count it up. I thought for sure that would have been enough. But then more showed up late last week, and then I guess today.
I don't know. It might have been last week. Yeah, to your point.
I opened it
kitchen
up.
counter.
I think that was yesterday. Those
yes.
Came. To be honest, I still have a couple I could put in the chicken coop.
Okay, wait a second. The more birdhouses you put up, the more birds you're going to attract.
This is not a if you build it, they will come kind of moment. It's not at all.
They're
already here.
Yeah.
They're already here. So no, I want to put them places where I know they're already nesting, so the babies don't fall out of the nest, and I have to come out to a massacre every morning. I'm tired of it. That's what's happening.
So, video coming soon. We hung. Oh, you might have saw one of them, maybe.
Oh, they watched it live on the last one.
The last one that's in front of the cam in Cassie's Castle. You watched us hang that one live, but prior to that, we hung 5 other ones up in the rafters of Cassie's Castle. Yeah. I had to walk the rafters up there.
And then Livy got stuck in the hay loft.
Livy got scared.
Couldn't get down.
Video coming soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like end of the week.
But there's still room outside the porch area of Cassie's Castle. I want to put at least 2 more there on either ends. There's one in the rabbit tree where they make a nest. I want to put one over there. Yeah, although their babies don't really fall out, so maybe they don't need one.
She's gonna put them all over.
And then inside of the chicken coop, on the run, the inside of the run, I want to put one there, and in the actual chicken coop, I want to put another one there.
Yeah.
And maybe even another one in the human side of the chicken coop. They're making nests everywhere.
Right. Hopefully they start to use that.
Well, I mean, that's the plan.
Yeah, and get out of the garage.
Those are different birds.
Different birds?
Those are different birds.
Oh, I didn't know.
It's totally different breed of bird.
I didn't know we had different birds.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. So I'll put this one up there. Thank you very much. See you guys another day, another time. I guess she had to go. Bye.
Yeah, it is Father's Day tomorrow.
Yes, it is. How do you find? Oh, here's a good one. How do you find such good homes for babies? Do you do background checks? Yeah, that's not a bad idea. So to your point, though, we kind of do. I mean, I get it. People can fake just about anything, but you can't fake that.
Genuine animal lover, you cannot fake that. Right. I can read through somebody so fast when they're talking. I mean, I can usually read them in email before I even say, "Hey, let's have a conversation. Right. Let's meet." There's so many different steps, but I can usually weed them out through email. I'm like, yeah, I'm not even responding to this one.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that just comes down to having done this for such a long time. You know who the right home is for that baby.
Yeah.
And, you know, there are certain babies that, like this year with Tiger and Lily, and even Gunter and AJ, I was like, nope, these guys, I mean, first of all, it was a crime to castrate AJ, but, you know, there it is. Even Dr. Kara was like, who is this one's mother? Like, he is gorgeous. And I'm like, yeah, I know it's a travesty to castrate him. But, you know, the breeding homes that I had for AJ and Gunter, they backed out. Yeah. So, you know, it's more important for us to find them good homes than it is, you know, the right home, than it is for us to find them breeding homes. Like, I don't want their quality of life to be less,
right,
and go to a breeding home than if they had a fantastic, you know, pet home.
Yeah.
And they're going to go to a pet home.
Our chat just lit up all teal. I don't know if that was an accident or what, but she just hit that button like three times.
I hope it's not one of those situations where it's like, did it go through? Did it go through?
Oh, no.
Oh, no, stop hitting the button.
Yeah. So now I'll have to do this. Hang on.
Oh, no.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, Jody, you gotta stop. I gotta make sure that it's not an error, or so you're doing. Here, I'll give you.
It must have been winter when that was.
Okay, and one more.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Hopefully, if she's realized it finally went through.
I don't know if they can see it from back there. No, they can't.
No,
it's this screen right in. Do they see my? They don't see my mouse.
See your mouse.
No, it's right in here. It's this screen right here. It's all. That's the chat monitor that Liz watches.
Right.
From there, but yeah, I looked. It literally caught me out of the corner of my eye. I was like, the whole screen turned.
Maybe she meant to do like $20, but just wanted it to come in like ding 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 ding.
Yeah, light up the whole screen $5 at a time.
Right.
There was something I was going to put on the screen before that happened. Somebody here is addicted to goat cheese because of us.
Oh, goat cheese is amazing.
And goat milk. She says it's better than almond milk. Oh, almonds don't have teats. How do they have milk? I'm just kidding. It's a joke. Wow. Yeah, I get it. You can squeeze them and it comes out. It's actually almond. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but yes, goat milk is amazing.
Yeah. The cow farmers supposedly try to veto the fact that they call that almond milk.
Yeah.
And they use the word milk because it's technically not a milk.
No, it's not a milk.
It's something else that gets extruded.
It's like an extract.
It's like an oil. It's not an oil because there's almond oil too. But yeah, the milk industry was like, you're ruining. Everybody's leaving cow milk and going to almond milk, and it's not even milk. Yeah, I remember that. They didn't win, but.
Granny Barb suggested, is there a room that, like for a metal storage shed for Green, maybe perhaps tools too?
So we thought about that too. We thought about a whole nother shipping container with like tools that we only use like once or twice a year and things like that, like storing the even some of the stuff we use during kidding season that we don't use.
Yeah, like the blue barrels.
The blue barrels.
All the heating.
The
water.
problem is it all comes down to room, and it's like, oh, where are we gonna put this? So,
well, that was her point. Was like a metal shed or something.
Yeah.
To have it be dedicated space just for that stuff.
Yeah.
Don't push me away. You love
I
it.
just don't know where we would put it right now if we were to do something like that.
We're getting to the point where it's like, all right, maybe
we talked about it today. There's like 7 buildings.
Maybe we just need less stuff.
Yeah, less stuff. Yes, that.
Oh god.
And more utilizing the space we have better. Like we're storing hay in so many different places.
Well, we have to.
But
we only have one.
But the hay sitting in the rabbitry doesn't need to be there, and that could be where all our grain is to make it more.
When we get a hay delivery, that rabbitry absolutely is a nice place to have.
I get it.
Yeah.
The grain in the garage doesn't work either, so we got to figure something out. What?
2 questions for you guys about the goats. The first is, do the goats fart? Second question is, we would love to watch you guys milk the goats. So absolutely, the goats definitely fart. Sometimes they fart and sneeze at the same time. Good old pregnancy. And then, we did the Wacky Wednesday. It was part of Wacky Wednesday's milking time.
Yeah, we will try to figure out a time. Normally, a lot of that camera coming off the wall stuff is floating around is on the other camera, which we use for members. But I will try to figure out a way where we can get the whole community to watch at least one milking at some point. I don't know how we'll do it.
We just have to launch
We just have to figure it out. We'll launch a chore cam one night or something. Yeah, we'll do it one of these nights.
Another happy Father's Day.
Oh, thank you. From
Kissy. And then how is Gus? Gus is great. Gus is still in the baby barn at Cassie's Castle with his mother, Genevieve, and he's going to be moving out on Monday, hopefully with a friend.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he's going to do well alone.
Oh, I didn't see this one here. There we go. That was a cool view. Here, I'll get back to you. See? Hi. Hi up there in the corner. Hello. Thank you, by the way. Let's see.
And then another one.
And then we have another view here, but it's not as cool right now because Stella's
It's usually Stella cam.
Usually Stella's face right
but she's up here sleeping tonight.
So now it's my double chin cam. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's what that was.
So, question: who all will be bred to Gus this breeding season?
Oh.
So we don't commit to really breeding anybody until we're ready to breed them for health reasons. We don't want anybody getting excited and then being like, oh, I'm just kidding, we're not breeding this girl because something came up. So, but if everything goes as planned, Lucy, Sadie, and Moo will be bred to Gus. And I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. But, so he'll have, 3 girls to get started with.
Yep.
How
about this one?
How's Mina doing with Bo? They're actually fine. Coco is actually the queen of that herd. So we're talking about Angie's goats, for those of you who don't know. 3 of our babies went to Angie's house, who's my best friend. And this year she got Mina. So the transition there has been a little, I wouldn't say it's as seamless as Tiger, Lily, Gunter, and AJ went.
Yeah.
Because that was like oddly smooth. What they're going through is like the normal, like, this is my place in the herd. No, this is my place in the herd. Mina's not really challenging anybody's place in the herd. They're just having to adjust to having another goat there.
Right.
So, but nothing crazy. Mina's doing good over there. She's making friends with Coco, so that's good.
I saw something here. You just said the plan. Where did it go? Oh, so this one you might not understand.
Okay.
Can you tell us what's happening for the next 24 months?
No, I don't understand.
She can even tell you what's happening tomorrow. Never mind the next 24 months.
I have an idea of what's happening tomorrow. Goats on Both Father's Day.
Right. So in general, in the video that you haven't watched yet.
Okay.
Or she might be referring to my Twitter post.
Okay.
That I'm just excited about the next 24 months. You know, and then some people are like 24 months. That's a long time. And no, in the grand scheme of things, that's not a long time.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and there can't be any spoilers. So
yeah, we can't talk about a lot of stuff.
You guys are just gonna have to wait.
Just stick around. That's my point. That's why I said it. I said it both in the video. I said it both on Twitter. It's like, in the grand scheme of things, a lot of people are like, oh, next summer or next winter or like, next weekend. And I'm like, next 2 years, I've already got ideas and plans and exciting things to think about and look forward to. And like, hopefully it all works. That's really it. And it's more like a teaser. Somebody said that on Twitter when I posted that. I'm excited about the next 24 months. I'm like, 24 months? I don't even know what I'm doing this weekend. That's the whole point why I posted that. And somebody said, wow, you really know how to tease us. And I'm like, well, yeah, that was kind of the point. Like, we've got a lot that we're planning and some things that take years to pull off.
And some things that are coming up soon that we've already been working on for years.
Oh, there's your teaser.
What?
That was a good one.
That was nothing.
I know. Not really. Nothing, sort of.
I'm just saying, you don't have to wait 2 years. No, fine, speculate all you want, but I'm not giving any more clues than that.
Yeah. So that's it. That's why I can't answer what's happening in the next 24 months because we don't even know.
Yeah. All right, so Kathy wants to know why there's no Lucy in the Sky / Cashmere Plum Lotion. Now, if you look at the Lotion of the Month Club roster, it's filled out through, I want to say March of next year, but I've actually just planned out through August of next year for lotion because that's how long it takes to plan these, get all the labels here and not cost a fortune. But Lucy in the Sky, which is Cashmere Plum, is coming in it's either going to be out for Christmas time, like Black Friday, or it's going to be part of the January 1st launch. Can't remember off the top of my head because I did change some things around, so the website might not be 100% accurate because I added some things. And dude, she was just having a dream.
Mom's sweating. Yeah. So with that said, for sooner launches, I hope, now that kidding season's pretty much over, right?
Yeah.
Gus is moving out. We don't want to lose the site. Obviously, okay, this is a touchy subject. So obviously with JoJo passing, it was a little hard. It was like, kidding season was so good. It was so clean. It was so smooth. It was so exciting.
The textbook season.
Somebody said it was textbook. It was great, but you can do everything right and things still go wrong, and that can't, in my eyes. And the haters can hate all they want. I really don't care about you people. So I don't. So they can trash us all they want. But
that's okay. They're going to do it anyway.
They're going to do it anyway. So when something goes bad, like JoJo, that does not negate all the good stuff that happened. So the kidding season t-shirt got scrapped and then redone. And I'm waiting for the CEO over here to sign off on it. And I like it. It's a different style than the other years. It's very calm and quiet. It's not all loud, and it has no pictures of goats on it.
Well, I think that's the first problem.
She thinks that's a problem. I don't.
Well, let's take a poll.
Well, it's different though.
No,
why don't you put it out then? Take the t-shirt that I created and put it out on Facebook and see what people think. And if they're like, yeah, I'd buy one. Oh yeah, that's great. I like what you did to remember JoJo and not forget about the whole season. Like, that's good. That was cute.
Yeah.
That was whatever. Or I just didn't want to put goat faces all over after what happened. So we changed the design. It's still not out. It needs to come out because there's people that want to remember the year. Mm-hmm. At the same time,
those happy little faces is what we should be remembering, not summing up kidding season in a subdued shirt, even though it was actually one of the best seasons we've ever had. Despite losing JoJo, the kidding season part of it, where the moms are delivering babies, all went textbook.
Right.
No complications.
Right.
Like that needs to be celebrated.
Right. So it's one of those, like, we know the community wants it. They want to remember the season. They want their shirt. We're toying around. What's the best design? What do we do? How do we do this? Blah, blah, blah. So that's still there. That's not 24 months away. At least I hope not. That's getting close.
That would be irrelevant then.
Yes, it would be.
Yeah. Okay.
What'd you
So
say?
who is Gus's mom? Gus's mom is Genevieve, who's also Greta and Harper and Gia's mom. Louise. Are you hoping for a cow patterned breeding season with Gus? I'm hoping that Gus adds some color to Sadie's babies because she's traditionally
Solid white.
a solid, she gives cream colored babies, white babies. So I'm hoping we get a little bit of a mix because Giovanni is also that cream colored goat. It's what you would expect from that breeding. So I'm hoping that maybe Gus adds some color and some patterns and not just solid white or solid colors. So that'd be exciting. Same with Lucy. Lucy has been giving cream colored babies the last couple of years, except for Shrek, who was black and white, that one little white swoosh.
Right, I remember that.
So maybe the pairing with Gus would be good too. We'll see. And maybe, just maybe, Moo will give up some of her spots.
Yeah, it's possible.
If it'll be less predictable. I think because we've gotten comfortable in these pairings, we know what these pairings bring every year, which is great. Like there's just going to be a little more unexpectedness when these babies are born in the fall.
Plus, we get a lot of pet homes where they're not really like the fact that they won't be purebred; they'll be mixed.
You can still show them though.
You can still show.
Sometimes some of the best goats are from two really great mom and dads from different breeds, but they offer qualities that make really nice kids, and they're called recorded grades. And you can show them as a recorded grade. It's harder to win, like an overall best in show with a recorded grade because how do you measure up a recorded grade against a goat that is like
that breed?
That's the breed standard for that breed.
Makes sense.
When you have two breeds in one goat,
right? Now
they carry two breeds characteristics, so it's like, but you can have some very nice goats.
Yeah.
And if we're just keeping a goat for production and we don't care. Like if we kept a doe out of Moo and Gus, we're purely keeping it based on personality and production. The conformation there, like I would want to breed her, but if she's not like falling apart at the seams, like you know what I mean? Like Moo's not exactly the most textbook conformationally perfect goat.
No.
But Gus should improve upon Moo, and Moo's production is very nice.
Yeah.
And Gus comes from a mom mom and sisters who have great production, great udders, great conformation. So he could improve.
I clicked that button too fast.
Yeah, I wasn't done.
I know. I clicked it too fast, and I didn't want to make it go away and come back and go back. But I get what you're saying. Speaking of production, we have goats to milk soon, so I screwed up with the time. Soon. Yeah. Did Horton and Pika go to the farm where there are other goats, and are they pets?
So they did not go to a farm with other goats. They actually went with Hazel's breeder. So Hazel's breeder are Great Dane. They have chickens, they've had goats, they've had sheep, they have a horse right now. They raised and bred Great Danes. They don't anymore. They actually breed Frenchies. They've got Moose and Cookie. They're two Frenchies. So they're very much animal people. They use the same vet as us, so that's all a plus. But no, they didn't have goats for like the last 3 or 4 years, I want to say. And their kids, their daughters, are maybe a year or two older than Quinn, and they're thinking about maybe 4-H. And I told him, I was like, if you want to show with 4-H, Pika would be a great.
I think their daughters are more Tyler's age.
A couple years older
than Quinn. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, so they're thinking about showing, but they're mostly pets.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know this one.
Did Toby find a home? Toby is Angie's buckling from out of Penelope this
I
year.
had no idea.
No, they're still working on that, but he's several weeks behind ours.
Right.
So he's not even old enough to be castrated yet. So
Yeah.
there's still time there. I think, weeding out the people who don't have the best intentions for having goats is something Angie's working on right now, and understanding how to communicate with them and understand, like, you're a meat buyer, move along, little one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Pam asked, do you ever have triplets or quads? So we've had triplets probably a handful of times, maybe less than a handful of times. And so far, none of them have really turned out very well for us. So I still twitch every time Dr. Kara's like, I see 3. And I'm like, no, we don't. We don't want to see 3. I just want to see 2. That's it.
Yeah, 2 is good.
2's fine. So, no, nope.
Yeah. No.
Olympic gate jumping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, with the Olympics
I
coming up, we've
remember
been
that,
watching
yeah.
Olympic trials on
Yeah.
the TV.
I saw somebody posted something. Oh, here's one helping you expand Cassie's Castle.
To expand Cassie's Castle, could you build out into the pasture a little where they enter into the barn, making it more an L-shaped building?
You could, but there's no need for
There's
it.
really no need for it.
Yeah, the inside of Cassie's Castle is rather large.
Yeah.
It's big.
And if I take away
Yeah.
outdoor space, that causes more problems. Like there's a line between getting them more indoor space, but taking away their outdoor space, meaning they have less grass to eat. They
Right.
poop more outside, which contaminates the grass a little bit.
Yeah.
Potentially. That's why we blow the poop out of.
Yeah. That's why we blow the poop off. It's not just because we have goat snugglers and we don't want
And
them
it's aesthetically pleasing.
aesthetically pleasing. It's more to get the poop out of there so there's less contamination. So the goats have a cleaner area to eat, basically.
Right.
I saw something. Do I have enough tubing for the milkers? Yes. I'm good. Somebody ordered some tubing for us, sent it from our wish list. That's great.
Yeah.
It's here. It's more backup. It's kind of like if we get to the point where somebody here loves the machine as much as I do, and something goes wrong, you have backup tubing to just replace it, fix it, and be on the way, and you're not waiting 4 days for this tube to show up.
Yeah.
So
Spare parts.
yeah, a lot of that tubing is spare parts.
Yeah.
Would you consider adding a new dairy breed to the herd in the future?
Surprisingly, no.
Yeah, I
I
didn't think
really
so.
like.
I didn't know the answer to that question, but I thought that's what
I
it was.
really like the breeds that we have, and knowing the other breeds that are out there, spending some time with them, like at the fairs and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm happy. If anything, I just want some more alpines. Like that's really where I feel like I am lacking.
Well, we still have Charlotte. She's got to come back over.
I
it's another
I
outcome.
have my gut feelings about Charlotte, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Tell Olivia happy birthday for next Saturday.
Will do.
I think they share birthdays too. There's a couple villagers that share birthdays with Olivia.
Oh yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Somebody asked something about spending time in House of Pie. I lost it.
I don't have it on my screen either.
Yeah. We do spend time in House of Pie, just not as much. Somebody asked today during Goat Snuggles the same thing. Like, oh, do we snuggle over there too? And I'm like, no, not really. We just don't have enough people, like
It's
employee-wise. Like, it's just the two of us. It's easier over here. We head over there, and it's just easier to stay on this side. And the way this side is set up with the patio and all that.
For me, like, House of Pie is so easy and there's so much going on at Cassie's Castle that I find myself, like, when I just walk over from, like, I don't do chores over there.
But
I go over and I visit, like, through the fence, pick dandelions, give them weeds, like, there's other things.
Going to get the mail.
Going to get the mail or something, or, like, even when we're driving home, like, roll down the windows and I, like, yell out for the goats and they all visit at the fence line. And so there's, like, we visit with them, but it's less maintenance, more just visiting.
Right. Yep. Yep, that makes sense.
So I kind of wanted to say something.
Oh, you good?
Yeah, we talked about it the other day.
Oh.
One of our, like, I don't know if they're OG. I don't remember, like, when they joined us.
Yeah.
As like a member of our village, right?
Yeah.
But I got some sad news.
Yeah.
I don't know how public it is, but it was told to me, and I think because we're a village, we really need to kind of surround this person with a lot of love and support and prayers. So I got a text message regarding one of our villagers, Rodney White. I think you guys, he's not a super, like, he doesn't chat often, but he lurks a lot, and he does join us during Q&As sometimes, and he's always been just a huge supporter of ours. And I got word this past week that he was diagnosed with advanced staged pancreatic cancer, which from family history, I know that that's a hard one.
Family history, I mean
my family history, like,
we don't know his family.
No. Just based on what I know about pancreatic cancer, it's not good, and I'm hoping that, you know, it's not that bad, but I mean, usually, I don't know. So I just, you know, if we can just throw out some love for him and support, and maybe he's not watching, but maybe a family member or a friend is, or something. If anybody's friends with him on Facebook, just, you know that this is kind of going on, and send out a note, you know, supporting him and letting him know, like, your village has got your back. And so, you know, he's a good guy. So we're really sad to hear that news, and just wanted to pass that on. So, you know, the more prayers that go up for him, you know, we all know what happens when, you know, we get this village supporting somebody. Paul is a good example of that. You know, she's a fighter, and all those prayers really did her good because she's recovering as well. So if we can just keep Rodney in everybody's thoughts, and if you see him in chat, you know, let him know that we got him.
Yep.
We got his back. So I don't want to end on a bad note. So
So I'll ask this question then.
Okay.
Because I was curious too. If Rainey was to have a girl, would you keep her, or you can't?
That would be a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really kind of can't, because Rainey and Grayson are already half siblings.
Right.
They share the same dad, but not the same mom. So it's already pretty closely related.
You would need Moo to have a girl that you want to keep.
Right.
Yep.
Either out of Grayson or Gus.
Right.
And then I could breed that girl back to Grayson to try to get back to purebred.
Right.
Alpine.
Got it.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think on that note, I don't know if there's any other
questions
that were coming through.
Questions.
If we missed your question, it was not intentional. We may have skipped over it by accident, didn't see it.
Or we saw the same question asked like 5 different times in different
that
ways.
happens too.
Yep.
Yeah, so we might have touched upon your question by answering somebody else's. We've got Goat Snuggles tomorrow, Father's Day tomorrow, and then another full week after that.
Yeah, that's our week. Otherwise, they're a week off, but that's our
This isn't a week off.
No, but
you mean Saturday?
That's
like
the no Wacky Wednesday, the no virtual Goat Snuggles, the no Q&A all week. But maybe sometime that week, we'll look at our schedule, and I'll try to figure out when we can do a live milking. We'll just throw a camera up live in the milking area, so everybody can join the milking machine chaos.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
I do notice that some
girls,
days are better than others. Some milking sessions are better than others.
Yeah.
This morning was not the worst, but it also wasn't that great.
Right.
I swear they saved it for Saturday morning.
Hey,
let's freak out on Saturday mornings.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
All right. So last question, Amanda asked, how do you go about breeding your goats? Very simply, we make it kind of like a health checklist. We make sure that all of our girls that are being bred are in top shape health-wise. We take that combination of like, let's use Moo for example. How has Moo done the last couple of times that she was bred? Were the babies healthy? Did she have a smooth delivery? Did the babies grow on her milk? How was her milk production after the babies left? How did she do during the summer months? Did she fight with parasites? Did she struggle with that at all? Is she a good weight now, right before breeding season? All of these factors go, we take them all.
We actually have a video on that.
And we say, you know what? Yeah, Moo is as healthy as she can be for breeding. And then when it becomes that early fall, so like late August, September, early October, we watch for signs of heat. And once she's in heat, we'll take her from her Cassie's Castle paddock, right? That fenced in area. We take her into her boyfriend's stall. So this year, that's going to be Gus. We'll take her over to Gus's pen. He'll do his thing for, however long it takes him to cover her 3 times. And then she goes back into the pen. We don't leave them unattended. It's always a supervised thing. Make sure, that he's making real contact, not fake contact. Making sure maybe she's accepting. There's
you're going to make sure she's not scared of
arching,
him, that he's not.
Well, and that she's really in standing heat. Because just because a doe is in heat doesn't mean she's in standing heat, where she is the most receptive and most fertile for the boy. And then in order to really tell whether or not she's bred, we just watch her for the next 18 to 21 days to see if she comes back into heat. And if she doesn't, we mark down that day anyway, the day she was bred, count out 18 to 21 days. If she doesn't come into heat, we say like, that's your due date. And then about 45 to 50 days into her pregnancy, we are going to ultrasound her and check to see how many babies, because then that will dictate how we feed her at the end, towards the end of her pregnancy, because the nutritional requirements for a doe that is carrying triplets is going to be drastically different than one carrying a singleton. So all of her nutrition at the end of the pregnancy is going to be split 3 ways, so she can get a little bit more, or it's going to be given all to the baby, one baby, and then we give her a little bit less.
Yeah, and Gus is a La Mancha and Moo is an Alpine.
So we would be breeding Moo Manchas.
Moo Mancha. That's good.
No?
Yeah, no.
No? Okay, well, all right.
Yeah, no. Stop it. Not Moo Manchas.
Not Moo Manchas?
The Al Manchas.
No, I think it's a Moo Mancha.
No, it's Al Manchas.
It is Al Manchas, okay. Yeah. But in Moo's case, it's Moo Manchas.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, goodness. All right, we got to go and milk. It's starting to get dark out.
Yep.
So the girls, I'm sure, are hollering.
Yep, it's time to go.
Happy Father's Day to all of our dads out there.
Yeah.
Even the ones that are non-biological dads.
I think Val put it up here pretty good right there.
Happy Father's Day to the dads, granddads, uncles, brothers, fur daddies, and all the guys who fill the role of a dad.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That was good. Yep.
Absolutely.
All right. Moo Manchas are out.
Moo Manchas it is.
Yeah. All right, good night. We'll see you in the barn.
Yep, we'll see you over there.
Did I ever turn the audio back on after Goat Snuggles? I don't think
If not, it's going back on.
I think it's quiet in the barn.
Then they don't even hear the
They don't even hear the goats
dinner.
yelling at them.
It's so peaceful.
Oh, look at that. Nope, not that one. Hang on. Which button do I need? Nope, I didn't turn it back on.
Oh, so here it comes.
There you go.
Back on.
You got your audio back in Cassie's Castle, and we are on our way out.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Stella, you gotta wake up.
Yeah, Stella.
Oh.
Stella, you good?
You gotta wake up. It's time to
Stella, it's time to go. Stella, we gotta go.
It's time to go.
She's like, I'm not going anywhere.
Like, no, I'm tired.
She's like, I was told
thought
not
we were in
to
bed.
jump off couches. I'm tired.
I thought we were sleeping
Oh
now.
my gosh, Stella.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Okay, now
we're
it's
going.
really time to go. Bye-bye.
Bye.